Hello everybody, this is Vernon Walker at the Lite The Nite Design Center in San Antonio, Texas. I hope you've been enjoying the videos. I hope you've been paying close attention. If you have been, this is a video that you really need to pay close attention to. This is the very first video you should watch aside from our helpful hints video. In this video, we're going to show you how to run the power on a 2020 slingshot. But you can also use this video if you have a 2019 and below. You want to make sure that you follow our instructions very closely. You follow everything that we do exactly as we do it, and your install will go smoothly. Before we start showing you the actual install, we're going to show you some of the tools that you might need and a few helpful hints that's going to help you make your work a little bit neater. Just hold on tight and get ready. Hello everybody. These are some of the tools and some of the products that you need to use when you're installing your power on your 2019 or your 2020 slingshot. First thing I want to show you is a power pack. The power pack is what you would use if you're just trying to do an install on the area of a bike and you didn't buy a whole dynamic effects kit. If you buy the whole dynamic effects kit, like this box right here, the power pack is already included in this box. But what we did for customers who want to do certain areas, we actually set the power pack up in its own box. So you don't have to buy the whole dynamic effects kit to get the power. In the power pack, you will receive a power line that runs from the battery to your distribution block. You receive 2 distribution blocks, a toggle switch, and 2 ground 40-inch cords with the female connectors already ready and set to go on the back of your toggle switch. The first thing that I want you to know when you're hooking up your toggle switch is these female plugs are already on here. You have 3 prongs on your toggle, but you only have 2 cords. You only need to go on the power, which is on the end, and on the load, which is in the middle. The one on the other end that says ground, you don't use, okay? So make sure you remember that. As you can see, you got a couple tools here. You don't have to have the exact tools we have, but you need to have something close. You're gonna need a sink drill bit, which is on here. We use a small one, make sure it goes all the way up to a 1/2 inch. If it goes to a 1/2 inch, you won't have any problem whatsoever getting your toggle switch in. If you buy it bigger, you might make the hole too big. If you buy this one, it's almost impossible to make the hole too big because the largest size on here is a 1/2 inch, which is why we use it. You're gonna need an eye hole and a self-tapping screw. You also need some needle nose pliers, which will help you tighten up your toggle switch, some wire strippers, wire cutters, Phillips head screwdriver, and a 4mm Allen and a 3mm Allen so that you can tighten up your bolts on your distribution blocks. One quick note, to get to your screws on your distribution block, all you simply have to do is pull it from the bottom, flare it out, and push down, and it opens right up like that. Next thing that you're gonna need is some good zip ties. We like to use this 3-pack here. It has 4-inch zip ties, 7-inch zip ties, and 11-inch zip ties. If you have this pack, you're all good. If you buy a dynamic effects kit, you actually have 3 of these 8-to-1 splitter boxes in your kit. So there isn't any need to buy any more. You actually have probably 1 too many, but we gave you a little extra in the kit. You also get 3 Bluetooth receivers and remotes. All you have to do to hook up your Bluetooth receiver when you're getting started is plug them in together like this. If you notice, you have a hot and ground wire coming out of one end of your 8-to-1 splitter, and you also have 1 connection. The 1 connection is for your receiver. You simply put your receiver in here. What I like to do is take it around like this, take some 2-sided tape like you see here, stick it on the back end, stick it right on there. Take your small zip tie and put it on there like that. When you get done, this is what it would look like. Put your little tape on there. It's nice and neat and easy. As you can see, we've also loomed our power cords, so when we run them on the bike, they look consistent to the rest of the install on the bike. It makes it a lot easier to see it and detect it, and it makes your work look a lot neater. In a few moments, I'm gonna take you over to a slingshot and explain the install. We've already installed one on this 2020. We're gonna walk you through it, let you see what it looks like, and give you some insights on what to do. But first, I want you to know one small point. When you see where we put our 8-to-1 splitters, we would like you to put yours in the same general area. When you open up your light kits, all of your kits say exactly where they go. All the cords are made to fit. If you put these lights exactly where we tell you, the cords will run exactly to the boxes. So therefore, you won't have any extra access cords to wound up that would make an otherwise neat job look like a mess. So just remember, look at the title of where the strip goes, place it there, run the cords the way we've already shown you in several videos, or we'll show you in future videos, and they will go exactly to the 8-to-1 splitters that we have located on this bike. Just make sure you put yours exactly where ours are. All right, let me show you what it looks like. The first thing we want to show you on the 2020, the battery is actually located here and next to the engine. So your power line and your power run will be a little bit easier than when you have to run it from the back. All you simply have to do is attach your power line to your battery. When you run your power line, you might think it would be easier to run it here and plug everything in, but you have limited spacing here. In the new design, all of the material that's usually flat here that you can put things on is gone. So we're actually going to run the power line over to the bucket where we have our distribution blocks, which we're going to show you in a minute. But what we did here to also help, we took one of our 8-to-1 splitters due to limited spacing. We placed some two-sided tape here and stuck it on the bottom of this frame pole, and then zip tied it with an 11-inch zip tie, which made all our connectors come out right here. So all of your connectors for everything that's assigned to this box will just simply come in and plug in right here. You're gonna have some wires that'll come from the other side, come along this line and plug in here. And you have some that'll come along this line and plug in here. But don't worry, we've shortened the cords for this side and lengthened the cords for the other side. So when you bring them in, they're gonna plug in right here without a whole lot of mess left over in this area, so your work will look neat. Just remember, put your 8-to-1 splitter here. A little two-side tape on the back side, an 11-inch zip tie will easily secure it here. Make sure you run your power line from the battery along this line here, all the way to the other side to the distro block. You got your connectors here where everything is made to length to plug in. And we're gonna show you what you should do on the other side so you can get this thing going, get this project going right for you. Thank you very much. Let's move over to the other side of the bike. And here we are on the driver's side of the bike so we can explain to you the rest of the install when you're installing your power. You want to secure your 2 distro blocks. Usually what we do is we put a little two-side tape on the bottom and stick them on here. They stay firm and in place. Make sure you take your covers off, like so. You want your 4 hole sides facing each other, and your ground side and hot side on the back end, so that there's never any chance that they will come loose and cross over each other. That's just a little safety thing that we like to do, and you might like to do it also. Each one of these 4 are your inputs from your 8-to-1 splitters. Your hot lines obviously go in your hot distro block. Your ground lines go in your ground distro block, all right? As you can see, we've also put an 8-to-1 splitter here. We would like to make sure you put an 8-to-1 splitter here also, because everything is made to go the exact length. Keep in mind, so when you bring your wheels up from here, it's gonna be the exact length to plug in here. When you bring your underbody up from the bucket, it's gonna be the exact length to go in here. So make sure you put your 8-to-1 splitter exactly where we put them. Now, as you can see, we loomed our lines, which you can buy loom also on our webpage to keep your work looking neat. These boxes are already run, and you can't even tell that they're on the bike until you see the actual box. Make sure you do that. Now, your self-tapping screw, which goes here, along with your eye hole, you can drill it right into your frame. So when you mount your toggle switch, you put one line off your toggle here, and the other line off your toggle in the back end of the distribution block. All right, when you're installing your toggle switch and you put your sync bit here, all you have to do is drill your hole here, put your sync bit in, put your toggle in from the back. Make sure that you run both of your lines to the right side. There's an opening right under here. that'll take you right underneath your hood latch. And like I said before, you take one line and ground it to the frame, and you take your other line and run it to the back of your distribution block. That's all you have to do to hook up your ground. You already know your hot line is running from the battery, which is on the passenger side of the 2020, and you hook it right into the battery. If you had a 2019, you would simply run it from the power line on the back of the battery, right along your frame, bring it up in the bucket, and plug it in right here. Your ground will go exactly the same no matter what the year is. So hopefully this will help everyone understand how to hook their power up when you're running your power for your 2020 slingshot. And always remember, if you have a 2019, it's very similar. You just have to run the power from the back end up through the bucket. And on the 2019 and below, splitter box actually has a space to go right here and over on the other side and run straight up to the bucket. Don't worry, the course has already been made to go the length for the 2019. Make sure you remember, you can't light the night without Lite The Nite. And we also have plenty more videos coming. Make sure you watch them before you try to do your install. Have a good day and stay safe.